right, here we go.
Hello, Hamira speaking.
Hi, Hamira. It's Lewis here, and Jess Perkins, and also your idiot boyfriend, Michael. Hello.
Oh, hello. How are you?
We're so well. I think you might know why we're calling.
So I haven't told them anything about your reaction to the spray tan. They just, but Lewis and Jess were keen to get what your review, I guess.
Sure. Awooga.
Oh, hello, welcome to another episode of Silver Bullet. My name is Lewis Hobba.
My name's Michael Hing.
And this podcast is, well, it's going to be the thing that fixes you. Mm-hmm. We're hoping it will be the thing that fixes us, Michael. Each week, you and I get a friend on, or a very famous person, a well-known person, and we ask them what is the one thing that they have tried or used that improved their life.
Yes.
Maybe even fixed them completely.
Yes, because all of us are broken. Every single one of us. Mostly Lewis. But today, I would say we have one of our most broken guests of all time.
Ooh.
We've had a lot of different guests on the show, and this person is someone we've worked with for years.
25 years.
We've worked with them for years. We love them very much. And each week I talk to her, there is a new thing about her I learn where I'm like, oh, what's going on there? So I'm keen to know what she does to fix her life. It's none other than Triple J presenter and Do Go On podcast host, Jessica Perkins. Hello, Perko.
Hello.
Hey, it's Jess Perkins.
I realize now sometimes when I do intros for people that usually it's just like, hey, you'd know them from comedy, blah, blah, blah. But with you, because like we work together and because it's a mental health podcast, that intro may have been slightly insulting. And
I have to stress, this is not a mental health podcast.
no, but it's like MH adjacent, you know.
MH.
MH.
Shit.
Bring it down.
Wow.
Who's got time?
Right?
Who's got time to say all those sills, you know?
We.
Let's
How
chat MH,
wrong
boys.
are you that you have had to shorten mental health to MH, which, by the way, are your initials?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
So if you're walking around with a little monogrammed bag, people are like, oh, geez, look at this mental health idiot.
I think I'd
So
like
much
to...
wrong. This isn't a mental health podcast. We can say mental health.
I think I would like to refocus the discussion on Jessica Perkins for a second, if I could.
Wow-wee.
Okay.
Wow-wee.
Perko, what I was going to say is, because of the nature of the intro, you would be well within your rights to find that intro insulting. But how do you feel about it?
I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, you say each week you learn something new about me that makes you go, oh, what's going on here? Same, bud. But straight back at you.
What do you mean?
And
What have I done recently in the last 3 minutes that has made you...
Old MH to the rescue. What a freak. Now, obviously, the core of this podcast is that our special guest, our special friend, tells us the thing that they've done to fix their life, and then we try it. Now, people watching this on YouTube may already have a sense of what it is that we've all tested. But for people who are just in an audio-only medium and can't see our skin, Perko, what is your silver bullet?
baby, it's spray tans.
Spray tans.
And when we asked you to pitch what your silver bullet would be, this was your immediate pitch, right?
Yep.
You didn't take a second to go through 40 different things and we tried to find a wacky one or something. This was your earnest, I say that, this was your earnest thing that you thought might fix us.
Yep, 100%. I think at that time, I had recently had a spray tan. And also, if I can be completely honest with you,
Yeah.
I thought that'd be really funny to make them get a spray tan.
Okay.
Obviously.
So are you much of a spray tan aficionado, Jessica?
Nah. No,
What?
I'm kidding.
You've had quite a few.
I have.
You've had quite a few since we've known you. Because every time you get one, because we do see you every week.
Yes.
Professionally, because we're contractually obliged to see you every week. And every time you get one, we're like, oh, all right, look who it is.
Yeah,
It's
because
the
I don't look
queen.
sad for once.
Yeah, that actually is the difference.
Yeah, you're glowing.
Yeah.
I mostly get them for events, but every time I get a spray tan, I think, you know what? I'm going to be one of those people who regularly gets these. I'm going to maintain this.
Okay.
And then it gets to like day 3 and I rethink that. But that first couple of days, you're like,
So when you say you get them for events, I guess big things like, I don't know, weddings, birthdays, that kind of thing. What's the smallest event you've gotten a spray tan for, Jessica?
oh, that's great. I got it's not a small event, but it doesn't make a lot of sense. I got a spray tan before going on a holiday to Hawaii. Where you would think one would get a natural tan.
Huh. And when you arrived, like, were you like, oh, got to get the skin out in the sun? Or did you just like, oh, well, job done, might as well go home?
Well, pretty quickly, because it was quite hot, I sweated most of it off. Also, was doing a lot of swimming because I was on a tropical paradise. So it didn't last as well as you might hope a spray tan would.
But how quickly do they wash off?
Well, I mean, that's the thing. People take spray tan maintenance very, very seriously, and it's all in it's a lot of prep and then a lot of maintenance. But if you're not, if you just get a spray and don't do anything, there'll be remnants of it for about a week. But it'll start to go patchy around your knuckles, around your hands, around knees. It'll start to wear off where like clothes rub to it, or like, where shoes are rubbing, socks are rubbing. Then you'll have tan lines, and that's obviously a nightmare.
Huh.
Perko, can you help me make the link between like this being a silver bullet and like why is spray tanning a silver bullet?
Well, you've had a spray tan. How do you feel about yourself?
Well, I'm going to interrupt you because the world that you live in, Perko, and that me as well, is that a tan represents being outdoors, an outdoors lifestyle, which Hing doesn't do and doesn't aspire to. So the world of being tanned is actually not something Hing wants.
I'm also confused for you though, like, because it's not a real tan. So if you're trying to look like you went outdoors, but also that you've just sprayed it on, then it's a lie.
But it's all, that's like what I know you put on makeup to go on TV. That's a lie.
But I'm not, but I'm not doing that. But I don't think that makeup is a silver bullet. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm trying to get to the.
Right,
I'm
what's
trying
the
to,
difference?
Yeah, I'm trying to work out from Perko's perspective, what is the thing that you like about this?
Well, I mean, I guess maybe with anything, even makeup related or like doing stuff with your hair. I don't know. I think I am incapable of naturally tanning. If I go outside, if I moved to Europe, if I lived in Italy and I wore a bikini 24/7, you would never know based on the color of my skin. Like I just am incapable.
Resistant.
It really is. It's incredible. I'll burn and then the burn goes away and there's nothing left.
Nice.
The burn peels and she's pasty again. And I thank my Irish ancestors for it. But so for me, I guess it's something that I can't do naturally. And so if I can sort of, I guess it's sort of like faking it, but it makes me feel, I mean, you feel so glowy and you genuinely look healthier. Sometimes I do. I look healthier.
Yeah, I see what it is.
You know how there are those people who they do that like laugh therapy where you have to like force yourself to laugh for like 5 minutes a day and eventually the laugh becomes natural and then you just are like, oh, I've tricked myself into happiness. I think this is that, but external. This is the vanity version.
I can wake up in the morning, I haven't put any makeup on, I haven't done anything, and I don't look ill. And I just think that there's a power to that, Michael.
Okay, sure. Okay, I know, I'm beginning to understand it.
Now, I have a question for you, Jess, because obviously we have had it done. When you get it done, where do you go and what state of undress are you in? Because that was a thing for us.
Yes, a fantastic question, because I assume you went to a place where a person sprayed you and and maybe you had to wear like a paper G-string.
Well, actually, we got someone to come to us.
Great. Very good.
And we did it just in the underwear we had on.
Yep.
But I must admit, I was thinking, because we were talking at the time to Lily, who did our spray tan, and we'll talk more about Lily in a moment, because she was a delight. But she was saying, I don't spray paint men's genitals. essentially. So she didn't say spray paint, spray tan.
I don't paint 'em.
graffiti men's genitals.
Yeah, she's not
I'll
tagging
spray
the hog.
tan. Yeah.
Not tagging the hog.
Lily was ear 03. No. And I was like, oh, and then I was like, oh, what do women do? She's like, oh, well, women are just nude, straight up nude.
Yeah. Well, okay, so here's another sort of reason why I wanted to choose spray tanning, because it would mean that you would have to be partially or naked in front of somebody, and I thought that would be great. Because I previously, the first few times I had a spray tan, I went to there's millions of them. You pop up everywhere. A lot of beauty salons will do a spray tan, and I would go to this place, and you would just wear stuff stuck to the bottom of your feet, sticky feet, and then a paper G-string and a hairnet, and that's it.
Wow.
Is this the only time that you would wear a paper G-string? There'd
Absolutely,
there'd be
yes.
no other reason to wear a paper G-string, would there?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Not that I can think of. I thought hospital, but I don't know why they'd make you wear a
If you're
G-string.
in a sexy hospital, if you're getting, I don't know, if you're getting a BBL, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Is the patient prepped for surgery?
Does the patient look sexy?
Is that juicy gadonk still out?
And I don't particularly like being naked in front of anybody. But like you say about Lily, delightful. Every spray tech I've ever had has been so nice, make eye contact, and you don't feel like they're judging your body. And that is, I think, a big part of the job.
Yeah. Are you at all concerned with paper cuts? Because I've never worn a paper... Sorry, I know that I'm focusing on this a lot, but I have a lot of questions about the paper G-string. Are you at all concerned about little nicks and tears here and there?
So you're thinking of it like little pieces of A4 printing paper.
Is that not what you do? You print it out with a G-string on it, you cut it out with scissors.
You cut it around with scissors, and then you get a bit of tape on the sides, you fold it over.
I think I saw that episode of Play School where they...
It's an art attack.
It's an art attack,
baby.
It's not so much a paper. It's more like a... kind of not mesh, but a very fine.
It's like
woven
kind of like a
cotton.
mask, like a face mask you would wear.
Kind
Similar?
of.
Okay.
Hospital gown paper. You've never worn a hospital gown?
Yeah,
I've worn a
similar
hospital
kind of
gown.
Oh, you know what it is? You know, those the shoe covers they make you put on in hospitals and stuff.
Yeah.
It's that sort of
Sure.
fabric.
Yeah.
It's it comes in a tiny little package, and you sort of pull it all apart.
Okay.
And
It's
jiggle it. But you
semi-porous.
also
Okay.
have to try and make sure that you get the band of the G-string is sitting in a good spot, because if you pull it up too high, then you've got a tan line that's potentially going to be poking up outside of your shorts, and then people will know you have a fake tan. And the best fake tan is a fake tan that looks like it could be a real tan.
Yeah. Or maybe because we wore our underwear, maybe next time we could wear one of those shoe covers and just flick it round the hog and then just be ready.
Oh, yeah. I'm wearing just a condom.
For modesty.
Glow in the dark. Just...
Well, I mean, I feel like I see why you love it. It's given you a sense of health, it sort of tricks you into feeling like you're in a summery way of living and you don't tan normally. So it all checks out to me. Now, Michael, you and I got spray tanned 48 hours ago.
Together.
We got spray tan together. We had a wonderful spray tanner called Lily who came and brought her mobile tanning booth to work. We went out to just
The backyard of the ABC.
Yeah, and
and
jumped in a tent and got tanned. We stripped down and got tanned.
got sprayed down. So Lewis went first, Perko, but I still stripped down first. I don't know how that happened. She just sort of said, "Get ready to go," and then I was like, "Okay." And I was kind of in a rush, so I got into my underwear. And then I just sort of sat in my underwear while Lewis got spray tanned.
It was it is the place where Michael was just sitting was almost in a garden, but most of the ABC building has a window to that garden.
Yeah.
So Michael was just sitting in his underwear.
Hello.
Probably while thousands of ABC employees just stared at him.
Yeah.
And it was weird because you said to me, you were like, "Do you want to go first?" I was like, "Oh, sure." And then I turned around, and when I turned back, you were naked. And I'm like,
Not
"Wait,
naked.
did you just say..." And then I was quite confused. But also, now I had received an email about this, but I did forget, which is that you have to not wear deodorant
Yeah.
because the zinc in a deodorant react to the tan. Now, I forgot that, so I was wearing deodorant, and it makes your armpits go green.
Yes, it reacts with like the
So
whatever. Yeah.
I ran off to like just a public ABC bathroom and stripped my shirt off and was just like scrubbing at my pits crazily.
with what? With
Whereas,
just
like,
bare hand, or what are you doing?
No, with some paper
towels?
towel. While just middle-aged men walked in and wondered what the hell I was doing. But then I went back, and anyway, it didn't work. My armpits went green anyway. But it was quite. You step into a tent, and Lily is basically just like kneeling in front of you with a paint gun, which almost looks like the paint gun that I've seen in Pimp My Ride when they're spraying in the colour of a new car.
I was
and
gonna
I was
say
like,
it-
I'm the ride. I'm getting pimped. Someone's going to put DVDs in my back seat.
That's so funny that we went to such different places, because when I saw the gun, I was like, that's the one they used to make lines on the road. I'm like, a road they're painting,
Well,
Similar-
I guess
similar
both
vibes.
car adjacent.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so she starts painting you, and just straight up, like, she just goes for it, and you change color immediately. And here's the thing, you go dark. Like, I was quite dark, worryingly dark,
Yes.
I would say. And I had forgotten to wear, I'd forgotten to wear my paper G-string. I hadn't even worn like briefs. I was wearing like short underwear.
I was going to ask if you're in trunks.
I was in trunks, which was a bit of a mistake, because now I have a crazy trunk tan line.
Yeah.
Which could, if I was going to go for a swim, I would have to wear those little Euro bathers, like the little Italian man shorts. Because if I wore Speedos, I would have this weird like white little bit of thigh. But I will say that it was quite cold. Like, it's a pretty chilly day, and we were outside, and it's quite a fresh feeling. But you get sprayed, you turn around, and it was over in like 8 minutes. She was so quick.
It's quick.
It's so quick.
Very efficient.
And I walked out, and I looked pretty ridiculous. I'll show you a photo, Perko, so you can see what we looked like when we first emerged. But I felt kind of ripped. Like, you guys can see me. I'm not ripped. I'm a wiry fellow. And I walked out, I was like, damn. Like, I reckon I've been that as tanned as I am right now, probably twice in my life. Like, and it's a European tan.
Yeah.
You can't get this tan in Australia because it's sort of orange.
I can't get it in Europe. But
The sun in Australia is too strong for this kind of slow roasted, golden baked. Like, I feel like a chicken. I feel like a Woolworths chicken. I feel. I walked out, and you know what I said to Michael? I looked at myself, and I looked down, and I looked at him with like glee in my eyes, and I said, "I didn't know you could cheat the seasons."
yeah.
Because one thing Lily told us when she was spraying us down was she said, you know what they say, fellas? If you can't tone it, tan it.
Yeah.
And so when Lewis stepped out of the booth and began... He began doing a couple of muscle poses.
Yeah, I did some flexes.
Did some...
What do you think about that, Jess?
I love it.
Yeah.
I support it fully.
Good.
I bet you looked ripped.
I did
and
look
gorgeous.
ripped.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I
think-
look skinny ripped,
Hang on.
obviously.
I think we're beating around the bush here. Lewis, I would like you now to send a photo to Perko of you coming out of the booth.
Okay.
Perko, I want you to...
I'm going to send you a going in, and then I'm going to send you a going out.
Now, Perko, just so
Great.
you know, Lewis is in his underwear.
Yes.
When
Oh,
it-
yeah.
Okay,
You'll
so
have to be
trigger
ready
warning for
that.
me.
Yeah. And
You know what? It's not the first time.
And Perko, you would know that when you get a spray tan, you can't have a shower for a couple of hours. You've got to let it, what they say, set in, right?
That's right.
So when you get this photo of Lewis, just know that he had to walk around with this colouring around an office of some very politically correct people, I'll say.
Yeah. And I will say that this photo that I will send you, so I've just sent you the before photo,
Okay,
which
great.
should be arriving in a moment.
Yep.
And now I will send you the after photo. And yes, in the wrong context, this could if I was like, oh, I wore this to a party, people would be
Yes.
like, oh, that's racist.
Yes,
Like
yes.
it is.
Right.
It is problematic.
Yeah,
So-
that's why I usually get a spray tan and then go home.
Yes.
That's my tip.
Well, we didn't know that.
I know that.
And for me, that's part of the glee, is that you didn't know any of this.
Of course we didn't, because you didn't tell us, Perko.
Oh, did I forget to?
It's
Good.
not super racist because I almost look like I've done one of those like Tough Mudders. Like I almost look
Yeah.
like coffee stained
Yeah.
rather than
Yes.
Yeah, like you've...
It's not quite blackface, but it's a blackface adjacent.
It's like a gritty, dirty kind of look.
It is.
Okay.
You're
Well,
right.
Perko,
You do look like Tough Mudder.
Please, I would like you to now get your phone and look at the photo, the before photo of Lewis. And now, Perko, can you look at the after photo and just tell us your first reactions when you see what Lewis looks like as he, again, walked out of the tent
But,
and then had to be
okay.
around work for a couple of hours.
Yes, but the first thing to note is the change in body language.
Right?
Yes. So straight off the mark, the difference in how Lewis is holding himself as a person, as a
Yes.
man. First one, pre-tan. He's looking down. He's looking a little embarrassed. He's looking a little bit shy.
Coy.
He's coy. Thank you. Perfect word.
coquettish.
Well, I wouldn't say coquettish. It'd be like, oh, I'm here in my underwear here in
Yeah,
front
like,
of all my work
just
colleagues.
take the photo quickly.
Yeah.
Right? But then the after photo, that man is standing even taller than his freakishly tall frame is. Arms are like, he's in a bit of almost a Superman pose. One leg is kind of bent in like he's almost doing a bodybuilder pose.
Yeah, that was Lewis for like the next 40 minutes.
He's doing
Sort
a
of-
bodybuilder pose. He's also pulled down the seam of his undies so that you can see the difference. And the difference is vast.
Oh, yeah. I look like a black and white cookie.
Yeah.
So Perko, now describe the actual, because this is the darkest the tan's going to be. It's before Lewis has had any showering.
Yep.
What kind of tones are you seeing there?
I'm seeing. I'm trying to think of foods or drinks that are those kind of.
I think it is coffee grounds. It
Yeah,
reminds me a
these
bit of-
coffee grounds.
Yeah, like instant coffee grounds.
Yes.
But I would say also, Lily did say that the colour that I am in this photo, which I would have been very worried if this is the colour I was. She said if I left it overnight, like this was done at like 11 in the morning.
Yeah.
She said if you left it for like 8 hours or you left it overnight, that is about how dark it would set in at. She kept using the word develop.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like I was a photo in a lab, and that terrified me. So I think we showered after about 2 hours.
Yeah.
And we've cut it down to this quite reasonable golden glow.
Yep.
But now should we do Michael's reveal?
Oh my god, yes.
Okay, so Perko, when I went in there, you got to know I've just watched what's happened to Lewis, and I'm filled with all kinds of, frankly, fears.
And you've
about-
been in your underwear for a while now.
Yeah.
That you didn't have to be.
Well, I guess because I didn't want to get it. I stupidly was like, it's going to go everywhere. I don't want to get it on my clothes, which was naive to think.
Yes.
So I thought if I was just in my underwear in the corner of the little garden thing, then, I'll just get whatever. So I've been sitting there watching Lewis. I see him come out of the booth like some sort of, like it's The Fly. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like he's come out of the science fiction booth and he's like, Now he's walking around. He's doing muscle poses and stuff.
Yeah. I'm on top of the world.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I walked out and I really did feel like I was on holiday.
Yeah.
Like I felt like it was the middle of summer and I'd had 3 weeks off and I had nothing to do for the rest of the day. It was incredible.
Now, I'm watching all this, and all I can think about is the tan lines. All I can think about is Lewis's tan lines because he's showing me the borderline, the tan border, right? And I'm just like, I'm gonna try and avoid that because I think that's gonna. I think I'm gonna look at that and feel a bit weird about
It was a mistake to wear the trunks.
So Lily gets me in the booth, starts hosing me down with the spray or whatever, and then
Hosing me down.
They're not hosing you down. She's an artist painting you.
Sure. I'm the Sistine Chapel, and she is Michelangelo.
Sure.
She's spraying me down, and then she's sort of doing turn around and get all the angles, move your leg here, move your leg there, and then she goes, "I'll do your upper thighs now." And I said to her, "Oh, do you want me to like hike up the undies a bit?" She goes, "Oh yeah, you can if you want." So I grabbed my undies and hiked them up, trying to, I guess, sort of do a makeshift G-string.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Try-
pretty horrifying to watch, if I'm honest.
So I bunched it around the front, and then this is what I was a bit. I want to get Lewis's thoughts on this.
Yeah.
She then wanted to do my butt, so I really hiked it up into the right into the crack. You know what I mean? And then lifted it with both hands, and then she said, "Bend over," and so I can get everywhere.
Yeah.
And I was not prepared for that, but. So if you can imagine me with, I guess, my fists together at the small of my back, holding my underwear aloft, wedging myself, forming a G-string that went right up my crack, and then, at her instruction, bending over and giving a full salute to Lewis. While she sprayed me down. Lewis, thoughts?
Well, there was a moment when you first hiked it up on the front. I was like, oh, damn it. That's such a good idea. Like, I'm going to have such bad tan lines and Hing's going to look beautiful. But then when you turned around, wedged yourself, and then proffered your buttocks to the public, I was like, I'm already happy with my decision.
I can live with a bit of a short tan.
This man has just offered himself to the entire building that he works in.
Come at me, B1 and B2.
It was a lot. I was like, oh, far out. Like, Hing and I have seen each other in various states of undress for various professional reasons. But this was the most, like, direct butt-to-face connection that we
I mean,
had.
obviously, Lewis, you didn't have to get right up in there, but that's fine.
No, but I mean, in for a penny, in for a pound. I was like, all right, let's see what's up close.
So can you send Perko the...
I've sent the befores.
Yep, got the
Perko?
befores.
So do you want to describe the person you see before you in the before photo?
It's so interesting how art works sometimes. You know, even just through a photo, I can feel the self-loathing of that man. A little more upright than Lewis was, I will admit.
Okay.
But you look miserable.
Yeah,
truly.
no, I am.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing.
The old MH isn't doing well.
I don't know whether to give this away, but I want to say this, Jess, because I knew the moment that you said you wanted us to do spray tans that this was partly for you to watch us writhe in discomfort and agony and eventually humiliation. Mm-hmm. Here's where this has backfired. Michael Hing looks fucking great in a spray tan. And I am going to send you this, and I want your honest review. This is, again, before he's washed it off and it's simmered down. But this is... I've sent you Michael Hing.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Oh, that is so unfair. He looks so hot.
He looks fucking gorgeous.
Oh, my God. Hingers, you piece of shit. You look so hot. You look so ripped.
He looks so ripped. We're all,
upsetting.
like, as it was happening, we're like... What is going on?
Oh, no. His quads look ripped.
He looks gorgeous.
God, no. Oh.
I know. Yeah, you got to shake it off.
I hate this.
What are you hating? What are you hating, Perko?
I'm hating that old MH looks so good.
He looks exquisite. Like,
if I had to guess who of the two of you is going to look really hot in a spray tan, I would have 100% said Lewis.
Yeah.
I can't believe this. Look at your pecs.
It's
Did you know you have pecs?
No.
I didn't know.
It's genuinely devastating. We were all. It was like watching the transformation episodes of Beauty and the Geek. You know, when the geek comes out and they're like, "Damn, now he's had a haircut. He's kind of fuckable." It was like I was like, he went in a Dungeons and Dragons enthusiast.
Hello.
And he came out like a kind of maths fuckboy. It was amazing.
I got to say, when I was shocked by the reactions, because I felt very awkward coming out and sort of like, and then
we were gassing you up. We were pumping up his tires so hard. We were all like, look at this king. He looks exquisite. He's an Adonis. He's a golden god.
And then it happened. It was obviously this is just my brain manipulating any compliment to being an insult. Mm-hmm. But I was like, do I look so bad usually that just spraying me down with a little bit of sunshine? Is that how sickly I look all the time? That all I need is a little bit of a spray, and then
isn't it? Though
No, I can't pile on too hard.
No, but I'm saying this is like maybe you should go outside once in a while. Like,
No,
it
yeah,
might
I
be
don't
good
know.
for you.
Oh, we'd all love it if I went outside once in a while, Lewis. Come on.
You
Grow
look
up.
sort of like fit and healthy-ish most of the time. But in that, you look like fresh off a set of like a James Bond film or something.
Yes.
It's crazy. I don't know what's
insane.
happening.
I honestly, I did not know you had pecs.
I think we've got to go to Dr. Carl on this one. I don't know. I genuinely cannot understand what
Dude,
what has happened. The science behind
because
it.
for me, right, Lily said if you can't tone it, tan it, right? And I'm not going to the gym. We've got a 5-month-old child. I'm barely making it to work. Like I'm at my least toned ever. So for me to get tanned, I was like, you know what? I've gone from looking pretty awful to pretty good, and I was really happy with that. But you are fit. You are going to the gym. So you're already toned. You add a tan to that. Suddenly we're looking at Schwarzenegger over here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, one thing that I was worried about, despite all of the brouhaha around my whatever. One thing I was very worried about was my girlfriend.
Because so that was obviously that was 2 days ago, and we had to shower at work, and we took for me, when I came through the office looking problematic, everyone was like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Because she did 2 coats on my face and Jenny did 1 coat on Michael's.
Yeah.
And I probably, if I was to get it again, 1 coat on the face. I think would be my
Yeah. He looked like one of those double-dipped Tim Tams.
The other thing that surprised me with Lily was I was like, oh, yeah, Hing and I are going to need different spray tans. And she's like, no, you guys pretty much have the same skin tone.
And I was like, whoa.
And that made me very nervous because I'm like, oh, I don't. Hobba and Hing, maybe just do some analysis on the names and the origins of them. But no, she was kind of right.
Yeah.
Like, we did sort of look.
She said like a green and magenta, or green and violet, I think was her mix that she used for both of us.
And we were like, we
Yeah.
should have just trusted Lily. She knows what she's talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, I looked pretty crook. Once we showered, I was like, it almost went off completely because it does need to develop. So when at first, I went from thinking I'd done way too much to thinking that it was basically pointless. And it was the next day, it was day 2, where it really started to come together. And that was when I started to get reactions from strangers or
Interesting.
people that I kind of knew.
Okay.
So genuinely, I would bump into people and they would say, you look great. Like, it wasn't, have you had a tan? Is that a spray tan? It was just, you look great. There was one person who, now she is a journalist at Four Corners. So she is always on the lookout and she doesn't mince questions. She went, is that a spray tan? I was like, yes, it is. And I was quite happy to tell everyone it was a spray tan because I feel like, I don't want to lie. But people who didn't know that we were doing it for the podcast.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, you look like you've just been on holiday. I was like, oh, it's a spray tan. No one was like, what did you get that for? People were just like, oh, okay, Lewis has got a spray tan. Like, no one thought it was particularly weird.
Oh, they thought it. They just didn't say it.
Yes. But there was one guy that we were chatting to yesterday, and this is I won't name them just in case, but a big a music artist. We were talking to them for work, and we were just saying, oh, sorry, we look a bit orange. We've just had a spray tan. And he was like, do you know what? I love a spray tan. And we were like, oh, is there a secret culture of spray tans going around and that I've never known before?
Well, I think spray tans are on the rise because of sun safety, right?
Sure.
Like skincare is all about like sunscreen and staying indoors and all that kind of stuff.
But so that was I've had generally positive reactions.
My
girlfriend will laugh at me periodically.
Can I interrupt? Can I interrupt though as well and say that yesterday Lewis and I were walking around through after work. At lunchtime. We went to go get lunch, and on the way back from lunch, we ran into some friends of ours, and I kept walking, and Lewis stayed around for another 5 minutes. And then afterwards, he revealed to me that he didn't want to leave that conversation until someone complimented his tan.
Oh my God, Lewis. There's something not right in your brain.
You think my MH might be a bit off?
I'm going to stay in this conversation until somebody compliments me.
But guess what? They did. So who's the person with low self-esteem now?
And the second they did you leave?
Yeah. Yeah, and you know what? It's someone who I love to get compliments from. It's Jenna Owen, who people might know from Freudian Nip. And you know what? Every time she gives me a compliment, I can remember it. I carry it around for months. She's
Yeah, okay.
She's worth getting praise from, I think.
Yeah, I take it back. I would love a Jenna Owen compliment, so I'd wait around for that too.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, what's going on here? Why hasn't anyone said anything great about me? It's been like 3 minutes. In fact, I bring that up again. Why haven't you two said anything nice about me? We've been recording this for ages.
This is not the venue for that, Lewis.
So I've had generally positive reactions, but then I think people do think of me, first of all, as a sunflower. Like, I am an outdoors person.
You do love the sun.
I
You talk about it a
love
lot.
the sun.
Yeah.
So I think for me, it was all relatively in character. I am outdoors. I'm an outdoors person. But Michael Hing, how's the public reaction been for you?
I've had, I don't think I've had many people mention anything. A couple of people at work, when we were talking about spray tans, in comparison to your spray tan, people said, Hing, you look really great.
Mine is a little more obvious, I think.
Yeah, I actually don't know. I don't know what's going on there.
Well, I think also the one coat on the face, because I actually think I think the face is what's giving it away for me.
Occasionally, the light will catch Lewis's skin in a specific way here at work, and I will go like that.
But I honestly think, like, I'm gonna show you, Perko, like the arms,
Yeah.
like you can't really tell. I mean, you can tell it's tanned, but it doesn't
can.
look weirdly orange. Whereas the face is giving it away.
Did she give you any reason why she went 2 coats on the face?
She said that I was more. She said that my face to body ratio, my face was more tanned, whereas Lewis is more evenly tanned all over. Is what she kind of said.
Because I'm nude all weekend.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
whereas Hing hasn't taken off his shirt in 30
No,
years.
I would never. The one reaction I was really worried about was from my girlfriend, Hum, who, if you've ever listened to our radio show, you would know that Hum calls in occasionally, and she can be, I don't want to say mean, but like
She can be honest in an acerbic way.
one of the things I love most about her is that she is brutally honest, and she has I don't think she's ever lied to me about even the smallest thing. I don't think she's ever given me I don't think she's ever white lied to me. I cannot think of a time. It's always been like, here is what's happening, here is the truth, here's what you need to fix.
It is unvarnished. Here's what you need to fix. Yeah.
For example.
And then you ignore her and fix nothing in that experience.
I do my best efforts. So I wanted to know what she would think, and
I want to know, and I think rather than you just tell, I think we need to just get in touch with her. Like, I think you would agree, Jess. It would be a shame for Michael to filter her thoughts
I agree.
when we could just go straight to the source and get them unfiltered.
Hing will butcher the beautiful way Hum will explain this.
I agree.
And we need to hear from her.
Are you comfortable with that, Michael? In fact, don't answer that. I don't care. Just give me a moment. Let me. All right, here we go.
Hello, Hamara speaking.
Hi, Hamira. It's Lewis here, and Jess Perkins, and also your idiot boyfriend, Michael. Hello.
Oh, hello. How are you?
We're so well. I think you might know why we're calling.
So I haven't told them anything about your reaction to the spray tan. They just, but Lewis and Jess were keen to get what your review, I guess.
Sure. Awooga.
Oh. Isn't it weird? I mean, I guess you and I have a different perspective on this, Hum, because you have chosen to eventually marry this man. So I assume at some point in your history you've already thought of Wooga. But for me, it was my first time.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, damn.
You agree, Lewis? Yeah,
Are you kidding me? He looks absolutely gorgeous.
And you know what it is? It's because he's always inside gaming.
Yes.
So
That's
he'll
what we
never
were
get
saying.
it naturally. Yes.
He honestly, it's a travesty. It's a travesty that he's been keeping this absolute hunk hidden. And all it took was a 10-minute spray tan to unveil the beautiful beautiful man behind this hideous mask.
Exactly. And we'd never seen it before. If he'd been a surfer boyfriend instead of a gamer boyfriend, we would have already known this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would have married him years ago.
Hang on. Okay, let's not. But what I was interested, because the thing you were concerned about most was tan lines, Lewis.
Well, no, to be honest, for me personally, because I'm very white, I was quite worried about it being too orange.
Oh, sure.
But then also, I mean, the tan lines, because I got a trunk tan, whereas you, wedgied up your G-string.
Whereas I was surprised that Hum's review. What was your review of the tan lines?
Same thing. That's the best bit because it reveals that perhaps this man has been outside doing things. That's what's attractive.
I agree.
Which I was like, it has to be even. Surely it has to be even. But Hum was like, no. It makes it look like you've been to a beach in your life.
Yes. My partner still has like his back is this beautiful golden brown and his ass is white as a ghost. And to me, I'm like, yeah, because he was on a beach. He was surfing. It's hot.
Wow. Interesting. Okay. Well, maybe my trunk tan lines are...
You should show him off a bit more.
Okay.
Show him off a bit more.
Imagine this. It's me in a Speedo with just white wings around the thighs. Hello, ladies. It's so strong. I've never... Because usually a tan line is, it's a gradation because you've been outside multiple times. This is such a firm line.
It's like the border between North and South Korea. A tan line. It's a demilitarized zone.
My crutch is the DMZ. No one is allowed to enter.
Well, babe, thanks for coming on the pod. I just so often when we call you for anything, it's so you can call me a dog or whatever. So I just wanted to get one time recorded evidence of you saying, what was it? What was your
Awooga.
Awooga.
Hubba hubba.
Hummina. Well, I agree. I think you'll never hear me say this again.
10 humminers out of 10.
10 humminers out of 10, and you've got yourself a catch.
Until it washes
All right,
off.
thanks, guys. I'm actually late to a meeting because I have a real job, so I gotta go.
Always a pleasure.
Love you. Bye.
Thanks, Hum. Bye. Just a general roasting on her way out. She can't help herself. It's such a pleasure. Well, I think it's time for reviews. Jess, obviously, you brought it to us. But, sometimes people bring us these silver bullets because they don't, they have tried it and maybe they thought it would improve their life, but it didn't really. But you are a passionate advocate of the tan.
Passionate advocate. I do think at some point in my life I will be a person who gets them regularly. I'll be a full spray tan girly just because of the change in confidence to me. And I think if you think about the times I've had a spray tan and I've come into work and you've said, Jess, did you get a spray tan? My reaction is never coy. I'm always like, yes.
Yeah.
And I want to show it off because you feel great about yourself. So I think they're a great thing to do. I think if you're listening going, it's so vain, just try it. You'll love it. It's the best. You feel glowy. People compliment you. You feel healthy. Clothes look better on you. You wear a white T-shirt, it's popping. It looks clean and fresh. Your teeth look whiter. Your eyes pop. It's everything great. So I'm a big fan, big advocate. Give it a go.
For me, it's a yes as well. Like, did it fix everything? Is it a complete silver bullet? No. But it's honestly, I mean, I'm pretty vain, so it fixed quite a bit. Like, I thrive on compliments, as you know. It's my fuel. I wouldn't need to eat if you guys complimented me more. Like, it's the base of my food pyramid, words of affirmation. So I have loved it. Look, the only reason it's not a silver bullet is that it will fade. So it isn't a permanent fix. So I can't fully call it a silver bullet, but I'll give it bronze.
Would you do it again?
I would. I would want a bit more assurance on the face.
Sure.
Because I do feel like my face is a bit Trumpian. And I'm a bit concerned about that.
But you could.
I could dial down the face.
Yeah, okay. Whereas for me, like, I think the vanity aspect of it is really against my nature. I'm someone who doesn't. I don't really, as you can tell from the way I live my life and stuff. I don't really prioritize how I look and what all that kind of stuff. But
you should.
Unfortunately, this has brought such joy to the people around me.
Yeah.
That I can't deny that. It almost feels like I need to semi-regularly get spray tans as a community service. Because the sort of I sent a couple of those photos to a couple of my group chats, just to be like, lol, how ridiculous is this? And people were like, dude, this is the healthiest you've ever looked, and we're not worried about you, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so I think I could see myself, as someone who doesn't like going out in the sun, doing this maybe annually.
Oh, yeah.
You know, of a winter time.
Sure.
Maybe. But that's probably...
that's still pretty good.
Yeah. But again, I don't know that it would help me, but I think it would help the people around me.
I think that'll do. I mean, I think helping the community is still a valued service. And I do think spray tans should be government subsidised. I've just thought of that now. I mean, are you listening, Albo?
Probably bring down some, some skin cancer rates. You know what I mean? You'd get people out of the sun, probably healthy.
I think
Something
so.
to think about.
I think
Something
so.
to think about.
All right. Well, we've come up with some pretty good government policy. We've all agreed that spray tans are great. I reckon
wedding.
there's a chance during winter.
Well, my wedding's coming up, so I expect both of you to be sprayed to the nines.
Absolutely. We're all getting tans for Michael's wedding.
Yep.
See you then. Thank you so much for listening to Silver Bullet. It has been such a pleasure. I hope you can hear the confidence in our voice thanks to the tans. Join us next week where our confidence will once again be at an all-time low. Make sure you do subscribe. You can watch this podcast on YouTube. Watch a podcast? Mm-hmm. Wow, that's right. It's the year 2023. Catch up, nerds. Make sure you subscribe as well on anywhere where you subscribe to podcasts, or you can catch the next one on the ABC Listen app. And if you have a silver bullet you'd like to try, Michael, we have an email address.
Yes, and that email address, I believe, is silverbullet@abc.net.au. That is silverbullet@abc.net.au. If you want to send us your silver bullets, we would love to try them.
Thank you so much to Jess Perkins. Thanks, Perko.
My pleasure, you bronzed beautiful boys.
And we'll see you next week. Bye.